Good evening, viewers. You're tuned in to ICRT, keeping you informed.
ICRT!
A team from Taipei's Dongyuan Elementary School has won the Little League Baseball World Series Championship title after beating Nevada 7-0 in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. The result ends a 29-year Little League Baseball World Series title drought for Taiwan. Lin Jinze retired the first 13 batters that he faced, allowed just one hit in 5 innings, and also smashed a 3-run triple in Taiwan's 5-run fifth. The 12-year-old from Taipei had the longest start before Sunday's final, and that was 3 innings in Taiwan's opening game against Mexico. He only allowed 1 hit in a subsequent victory over Venezuela. Lin hit more than 128 km/h balls with his fastball multiple times during the tournament. The last international team to win the tournament title was Japan in 2017. And the Little League Baseball World Series is held every summer in Williamsport, and half of the teams come from the United States, while the other half from around the world. Teams from Taiwan now have won 18 titles, and Team Taiwan, represented by the Guishan Elementary School from Taoyuan, finished second in last year's event.
Championship title. Drought. Retire. Triple. Subsequent. Fastball. Tournament.
Taipower Chair Ceng Wensheng says the company turned profitable in May, June and July and could even break even this year. He attributed the turnaround mainly to lower international fuel prices and currency factors. Taipower's pre-tax losses for the first half of the year narrowed to 15.5 billion NT, down sharply from over 60 billion NT a year earlier. But Ceng stressed the company's real challenge is not short-term balance sheets. Taipower is carrying over 400 billion NT in accumulated losses because it has absorbed costs to keep electricity prices stable and inflation under control. Ceng said government subsidies remain essential, as is the case with many utilities worldwide. The government has already injected 250 billion NT in capital over the past 3 years, but Ceng noted this does not erase past losses. He added Taipower will continue discussions with the cabinet and lawmakers on financial support.
Profitable. Break even. Turnaround. Balance sheet. Accumulated losses. Subsidy. Capital.
Greenpeace says over 9 million people in Taiwan live within 5 kilometers of petrochemical plants and face high risks of air pollution exposure. Its survey identified 191 facilities across 13 counties and cities, with Kaohsiung, Taoyuan and Tainan among the most affected areas. The report highlights that children and the elderly are particularly vulnerable, with more than 4,000 schools and care institutions located inside these zones. If the range is expanded to 10 kilometers, an estimated 15.7 million people, which is about 70% of Taiwan's population, could be exposed. And in response, the Ministry of Environment says it has launched a comprehensive survey and reduction plan for industrial zones. And officials say priority will be given to high-emission hotspots, with long-term monitoring networks already in place in major petrochemical areas, alongside efforts to upgrade pollution control equipment.
Petrochemical. Exposure. Vulnerable. Comprehensive. Industrial zones. Hotspots. Pollution control.
Mainland Affairs Council Minister Cho Chue-chung is urging celebrities not to echo China's United Front propaganda nor attend China's upcoming large-scale military parade marking the 80th anniversary of Japan's surrender in World War II. That parade is scheduled to take place next Wednesday in Beijing. And the statement follows reports that the Council and the Ministry of Culture are investigating several celebrities for allegedly making statements in support of China's claims regarding Japan's surrender at the end of the Second World War. The Mainland Affairs Council minister says his office has notified 20 artists that alleged comments by them warrant explanations and has so far received responses from more than 10 of them. Local media, meanwhile, is reporting that a special investigation will be conducted on September the 3rd to identify artists who either echo China's United Front propaganda or attend the military parade.
Echo. Propaganda. Large scale. Allegedly. Warrant. Investigation. Conduct.
Taiwan-based research firm DIGITIMES says the world's AI data centers will soon shift towards low-carbon and renewable energy to meet soaring power demands. It forecasts that from 2026, data centers will begin adopting low-carbon electricity, and by 2030, 70% of their energy will come from clean sources. That includes more than half from solar and wind, 10 to 15% from nuclear, and smaller shares from geothermal and hydrogen. Reliance on fossil fuels is expected to drop from 70% right now to under 30%. The shift comes as massive facilities from Meta and OpenAI are planned, with power needs measured in gigawatts. DIGITIMES warns that by 2030, global data center consumption could more than triple, reaching over 1,200 terawatt-hours. Analysts say this will drive new designs in power supply and cooling, with distributed carbon-free energy the ultimate goal.
Renewable energy. Forecast. Geothermal. Hydrogen. Fossil fuels. Consumption. Distributed.
Chunghwa Post says it will end nighttime delivery of domestic regular and expedited registered mail starting on January 1st, 2026. Registered mail currently delivered during the day from 9 to 4 and between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Neither regular mail nor expedited mail are delivered on weekends or national holidays. Now, discontinuing the service should not have much of an impact on the public. The National Post Service says its nighttime delivery service currently handles an average of just over 3,000 registered items a month, accounting for only 0.01% of all registered mail deliveries. Now, people who are unable to receive registered mail at home during daytime hours can apply at a post office for nighttime delivery of registered mail for an additional fee of 7 NT, which is currently collected upon delivery. All that comes to an end the beginning of next year.
Delivery. Expedited. Registered mail. Discontinue. Account for. Additional fee. Collected upon delivery.
The Ministry of Culture's Bureau of Cultural Heritage will host a series of events in September, including the National Day for Cultural Heritage on September 20th and 21st. This year's theme focuses on architectural heritage, integrating both tangible structures and intangible stories to emphasize that these cultural treasures can not only be seen but also heard, fostering deeper appreciation for cultural heritage. These celebrations kick off an international forum on Taiwan cultural heritage. The forum will bring together international experts alongside Taiwanese government agencies, scholars, and civil society organizations engaged in heritage preservation. For more information, visit the Bureau's official website and social media pages.
Architectural heritage. Tangible. Intangible. Appreciation. Preservation. Civil society. Forum.
NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang arrived in Taipei earlier today to visit chip foundry partner TSMC. That's as NVIDIA navigates rising friction between Washington and Beijing over access to its industry-leading AI chips. Huang told reporters upon his arrival at Songshan Airport that he would only be here for a few hours, and that his main purpose was to visit TSMC and to speak to the company's senior officials. The Reuters news agency said NVIDIA was working on a new chip tentatively named the B30A based on its latest Blackwell architecture that will be more powerful than the H20 model. NVIDIA's efforts to retain market share in China has been stymied by allegations in state media that NVIDIA's chips could pose security risks. Beijing authorities last week summoned Chinese tech firms about purchasing the H20, raising concerns about potential information security risks. In related news, media reports reported that NVIDIA had asked Foxconn to suspend work on the H20 AI chip. No other details are being reported other than comments from NVIDIA that the firm constantly manages its supply chain to address market conditions.
Friction. Architecture. Retain. Stymied. Allegation. Summon. Supply chain.
The White House is confirming that the U.S. government is in talks with Intel to obtain an equity stake in the struggling firm, and that's leading to reports that Washington could also be seeking to get an equity stake in Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing. Meanwhile, here in Taiwan, Economics Minister Guo Zhihui says although he is aware of a possible U.S. government investment in TSMC, a full assessment of the effects of such a move would have to be carried out. According to Guo, if Washington pushes ahead with the plan, it'll have to be reviewed by the Department of Investment Review, and the Lai administration would have to hold talks with TSMC about any possible deal.
Equity stake. Struggling. Assessment. Administration. Investment. Review. Possible deal.
Taiwan's Electric Prosperity Index, released Thursday by the Taiwan Research Institute, showed a yellow-red light for July, down from June's red alert, suggesting a slight cooling in economic activity. Industrial high-voltage electricity consumption rose 0.34% year-on-year, and the TRI predicts Taiwan's economic growth at 3.5% for the month. Sector breakdown showed mixed signals. The semiconductor industry maintained a strong red light, with electricity use up 11%, driven by AI server and advanced technology demand. The computer, electrical and optical products sector continued its yellow-red signal with a 6% rise. Conversely, the chemical materials and steel industries flashed blue lights, reflecting declining electricity usage due to global oversupply, lower oil prices, competition, and tariff impacts. TRI forecasts that electricity consumption will gradually normalize as economic growth slows in the third quarter.
Consumption. Forecast. Sector. Demand. Oversupply. Tariff. Normalize.
"53 restaurants here in Taiwan have received Michelin stars this year, with 8 receiving the honour for the first time. This year saw an increase from 49 starred restaurants in 2023, while 7 restaurants received a green star for their eco-friendly approach to business. New Taipei and both Hsinchu City and County were also included in the guide for the first time. And Michelin Guide International Director Gwendal Polinek says the choices reflect a culinary landscape that is both deeply rooted in heritage and boldly evolving. A total of 43 restaurants in Taiwan received 1 Michelin star, 8 of which were starred for the first time. And there are now 7 2-star restaurants this year, 3 of which were promoted from 1 Michelin star last year, while 3 restaurants maintained their 3-star status.
Michelin star. Eco-friendly. Culinary. Heritage. Evolving. Promoted. Status.
Oklahoma will require applicants for teaching jobs from California and New York to pass an exam that the state's top education official says is designed to protect against radical leftist ideology. Critics say the exam is, in essence, a Trumpian loyalty test. Officials say any teacher coming from the 2 blue states will be required to pass Oklahoma's PragerU assessment test before they can get a certification. PragerU promotes itself as a leading conservative nonprofit, but some say their videos contain incorrect or misleading information that promotes slavery, climate change denial, and creationism. PragerU officials say several questions on the test have to do with, in their words, undoing the damage of gender ideology. Officials add that the test has been finalized and will soon be rolled out.
Applicant. Ideology. Assessment. Nonprofit. Misleading. Creationism. Finalized.
Looking for the hottest music and exciting updates? Follow ICRT on YouTube and all social media!